sister province to Western Australia. Obviously, we send you our regards, and we hope that everyone stays safe and follows the rules and does the best they can at this particularly difficult time. Here, I'm actually in Perth at the moment. So I was visiting Perth as the lockdown started across the ASEAN region, and actually they closed the borders here in Perth in Western Australia. And we've been lucky enough that there has not been a new COVID case in Perth now for about 8 weeks. So I think officially Perth has become the safest place on earth in terms of COVID, which is fantastic. But it also does mean that our borders are closed for people coming in and out. And so it is quite a restrictive time in terms of travel, both for students coming in and for people like myself who need to go back to Malaysia at some time, and it looks like it'll be that way at least until next month. But I wanted to introduce a few things about Curtin University generally, and then just a couple of words on Curtin Malaysia. I will then hand over to Patricia Kelly, and then she will talk, and then perhaps there might be something about Curtin Malaysia that we want to talk to more generally. So Curtin University is a fairly young university, but it is a very highly ranked university. The latest QS rankings position us at 217 in the world, and a number of other rankings that are based on research. We are actually inside the top 200 universities in the world, which makes us essentially in the top 1% of global universities, which for our age is a fantastic result. We're very much a university that is driven by research, and we have a number of specializations, particularly in the IT, engineering, mining and other science areas, and perhaps Patricia will talk more about that later. The most exciting thing I think about Curtin University is the fact that we are a global university, and we have campuses around the globe. So we have a campus in Perth. We also have another one in Kalgoorlie in the mines, because we are the second best mining school in the world. And then we have a campus in, as you said, Kalimantan or Borneo Island. Sorry, I forgot to turn my alarm off to remind me to talk. So at Miri in Borneo. We then have a campus in Singapore, a campus in Dubai, in United Arab Emirates, and a campus in Mauritius, Curtin, Mauritius. And we also have significant teaching centres, which aren't campuses yet, in China, in Sri Lanka, and also in Vietnam. So we are truly a global university. And one of the beauties for students is the ability to mix and match the course and the mobility between those different campuses. And it's an exciting thought for a student that they can actually do, effectively they can do a campus at each of, a semester at each of the campuses. Most students tend to come to Curtin, Malaysia and do 1 or 2 years of their degree. The fees are somewhat cheaper than the Australian campus, and then go to the Australian campus for the last 1 or 2 years of their degree. And that seems to work very, very well for the students. They have a lot of different experiences then, and mix with students from countries all over the world. Curtin has around about 25% of its student population international students, and they come from around about 100 countries around the world. Obviously, at the moment, it's very difficult for students to get into Australia. So the students that are here continue, but there's no new students that have been coming in 2020 unfortunately. So it won't be until 2021 when new students can come in to Perth. That said, the other campuses around the globe are taking new students in second semester and also into first semester next year, including the Curtin Malaysia campus, and there's opportunities for students to join that. As far as the Borneo campus, Curtin Malaysia goes, we're very strong in the engineering fields as well as IT. Cyber security is very, very popular. But we also have a vibrant business school as well. And there is a couple of health courses that occur there as well. We work very closely with the government of Malaysia and in particular the government of Sarawak and heavily involved in significant digital futures project with Industry 4.0 and also with the Smart Cities project in Miri, where there's a real interconnectivity between the city itself, the businesses, and the university. And this project is ongoing. Currently, our campus is conducting 8 significant research projects for the Sarawak government in the area of smart cities and digital futures. So we have very, very strong relationships with both industry and government there, and that gives opportunities for students to be involved there. The campus, it has around about 3,000 students. Many of those students stay on campus and enjoy the experience of dormitory life with students from other parts of the globe and from all over Malaysia. We have a lot of students from Peninsular Malaysia as well as from Borneo Island. Quite a few Indonesian students and students from the Indo-China region as well. So it's quite a big campus. In fact, I am told reliably it is the biggest Australian campus of any Australian university outside Australia. So there's a significant infrastructure there, and hopefully Patricia might share some of those pictures with you later on. The campus also, as I mentioned, has not only does it have the strong research links with the Sarawak government, but it does have very strong research, particularly in energy areas and chemical engineering. That's real strengths. And just in the last couple of months, been awarded about 1 million ringgit from different government programs on research areas, particularly in that chemical engineering area. So that's a little bit about Curtin more generally and Curtin Malaysia. Fantastic student experience, I believe, for all students. We put a lot of effort into making sure that students are well looked after. But what I might do is hand over to our Indonesian country manager, Patricia Kelly, who will talk in some more depth about the campuses, both in Australia and in Malaysia, and also some of the course options and facilities. So over to you, Patricia.
It is now your stage.
Thank you, Ibu Suryani. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope it's okay if, Ibu, do I need to mix between Bahasa Indonesia or in English or just?
Yeah, you can mix.
Oh, okay, all right. So, Mbak Ovin, would you mind sharing the screen, please? Sorry to trouble you. We tried this, guys. I tried it, but
natural experiences.
Yeah, can you start from the beginning, please? Okay. So again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Patricia Kelly. I am the in-country staff for Curtin University, based in Jakarta. And yes, I can speak Bahasa Indonesia. So any one of you later on wants to ask more about Curtin, happy to take any questions or inquiry in Bahasa Indonesia. Okay. maybe now let's go to the next slide, Mbak Ovin. Yeah, so today's agenda, I would like to introduce you about Perth as one of the capital cities in Australia, as well as Curtin University as a global campus and also a Perth campus. And I will have a session about explaining you who we are through photos on Curtin Innovation section. And then Simon already mentioned about Miri and Curtin Malaysia campus, but I will have a couple of videos as well at the end about our campus in Malaysia. So first, let's enjoy the video about Perth and Western Australia.
These landscapes may look like they're from completely different worlds, but the amazing thing is they're all from Western Australia. Not just a place of natural beauty. Its capital city, Perth, is the western gateway to Australia and has become one of the country's most exciting destinations. Buzzing with new dining, drinking, cultural and entertainment hubs, plus a mix of new accommodation. The city now has some of the best and most affordable rooms in Australia. All of this is complemented by a unique mix of natural experiences right on the city's doorstep. Even our unique wildlife is making waves globally. Once you've sampled Perth, go explore Australia's other reef, Ningaloo. Here, you'll find an underwater wonderland, a short walk from shore, as well as these friendly giants. Or to Margaret River and the southwest, with its world-famous wineries, surf, tall ancient trees and fresh produce, including the prized black truffle, and a whole lot of greenery. There's also WA's legendary outback with its old gold mining towns and country charm. And other sites you won't see anywhere else in the world. You're going to want to make time for the Kimberley and Pilbara regions too. One of the world's last true wilderness areas, home to breathtaking natural wonders, as well as a rich culture and history over 40,000 years old, which can be explored with one of our many Aboriginal guides. WA is also home to the world's largest collection of wildflowers. And if all that wasn't enough, there's a whole calendar of events for lovers of art, sport, and food and drink.
Western Australia and Margaret River have got everything that I love, everything that I travel across the world for, as indeed I do, which is, you know, incredible food, wonderful wine, and such amazing natural beauty. So for me, it's got everything.
As the saying goes, it's not just about the destination, it's about the journey, which is especially true when you look at how easy it is to get to and around WA. So if you're looking for the very best of all worlds, you'll find it in Western Australia.
Next. So that is some background about Perth in Western Australia. For those of you who haven't been there, you should. It's a very beautiful city. Ibu Suryani had experienced that as well. Why Perth, Western Australia? So if you go back to the video just now, number one is proximity. So it's from Surabaya. It's actually very close. You need to fly via Denpasar. So from Denpasar, Bali is 3 to 3.5 hours. If you are originally from Jakarta, it's 4 to 4.5 hours by Garuda. I need to mention the brand because they're the only one so far that is flying direct from Jakarta to Perth. And also the time difference is only 1 hour. So it's similar to those of you living in Bali. So if now is 3:16 p.m. WIB, if it's in Perth, now it's 4:16. Okay, so I usually don't get I cannot really use an excuse, oh, I'm on jet lag, sir, so can I have a break? No, because it's only 1 hour difference, yeah? The weather, it is not on my slide, but the weather-wise, it's exactly, I would say it's similar to Indonesia, to Surabaya. It's just that the difference, we are humid. If it's in Australia or in Perth, it's a dry heat. So you don't get sweat a lot. So if you're lazy to wash your clothes, you can wear it the next day. No, I'm kidding. So if you see the photo on the slide, that blue sky, it's original. So it's not done by Photoshop, okay? Every day when the sun is out, that is majority of the sky looks like in Perth. So basically Perth is not only one of the top places to go based on New York Times last year, but it is also one of the world's healthiest and sunniest cities. And in terms of cost of living, for those of you who are interested to later on take further study in Perth, it's around about 1,000 to 1,500 Australian dollars per month. But then again, depending on your lifestyle, yeah, because if you buy coffee every day, 2 or 3 times a day, then you need an extra budget for that, okay? And also, we don't have Starbucks in Perth. Don't cry, but yes, we don't. Because we are very much into a local product. So we are very proud of our local coffees, okay? So you should try. Forget about Starbucks while you are in Perth. And also, as a student, you will get 40% discount on all public transport. So our public transport in Perth is train, bus, and ferry, okay? And then last year, Perth was just being declared as a regional, where if you know the information about studying in Australia for minimum of 2 years, you will have the opportunity of live and work in Australia for another 2 years. But because Perth is regional now, hence if you want to add another year, you can, because you deserve a total of 3 years post-study work visa. Okay, next, Mbak Ofi. This is where Curtin is. So Simon did mention about where our locations are. So the main campus is in Perth, and we also have a campus in Kalgoorlie, the mining site in Western Australia. We also have a campus in Singapore, as well as in Miri in Sarawak, Malaysia. And we also have Dubai and Mauritius. If you click next, Mbak Ofi, if you move a little bit the globe, you can see the positioning is encircling the Indian Ocean rim. So that's where we are of our global campuses. Now with this position, Simon did touch about this as well. As a student, you will get the opportunity of campus transfer. So minimum 1 semester you can do in Singapore, and then 1 semester in Dubai, 1 semester in Perth. You can do all over the world. But again, there is other things that you need to think about. I don't think you would want to move around every semester, but you can. All right, and it is the same degree. So for example, you study, let's say, management, and then you want to go to Singapore for your other semesters, you can. And because it is the same degree. And when you actually graduate, you have one single ijazah. So your certificate of completion will not say Curtin University, Dubai, Curtin, Singapore, but it will say one logo, one name, Curtin University, because in the world, there's only one Curtin University. Yeah, so that's the beauty of us being a global campus. Okay, next, Mbak Ofi. So this is Curtin University in Perth. So if UC is located in Surabaya Barat, I'm trying to be like your students, Ibu Suryani. So UC, that's how you call it, right? Your university?
Yes. Yes.
So if UC is in Surabaya Barat, Pakuan area, Curtin University is in Bentley. So that's the name of the suburb. Yeah. It is a very big university. If you see on your screen, it may not look that big, but it is huge. And it is, the land itself is 116 hectares.
It is huge.
Yes. And then it's if you see on that area, the campus is surrounded by housing. So you have the option to have on-campus accommodation or off-campus accommodation. All right. For you to go around, you have a number of options. One, you can walk. That is, if you live walking distance from the campus, or you can cycle. Obviously, you need to buy a bicycle, which so happens in Indonesia is a trend now until they ran out of stocks of the bicycle shops. So you can get a second-hand bicycle or the brand new ones. Later on, when you move, you fly back to Surabaya, you can sell again. And then we also have a Curtin bus. Curtin bus is a free bus. It's just that you need to be in the location of the bus route. Okay, that is for students as well as the community. And the other option will be a bus, and you will get automatically 40% discount for the bus fare. Okay, and Curtin University has over 56,000 students, and 30% or 1/3 of those students are international. Indonesia is not the biggest, but it's also not the smallest. So we try very best to actually make the international mix just nicely for everyone, for every student to experience their internationalization. Next, Ofi. Just I think the same with UC as well. The campus provides facilities that students and or staffs can also utilize. So we have Curtin Stadium. You can do your any sports in there. It's an indoor as well as outdoor of a sports area. And we also have a wellness center, counseling and disability services all across, all in the campus. And for banking, you don't need to worry. We have multiple ATMs and one Bankwest branch inside the campus, so you don't need to go outside the campus. We also have a multicultural, multi-faith prayer room. So for those of you who wants to practice their religious activities, you can. As well as we have Mushola separate by itself within the campus. The unique, well, I find it unique because I've been to, I visited Mushola in Indonesia. They're actually open for anyone to come in. But for Mushola that is in the campus of Curtin, it has a code that you need to know to be able to enter the gate. That does not mean we try to prevent people to come in and use the facility, but it's to actually maintain the sanctity of the place. Okay. We also have a main library on that photo to your right. That's the main library, but we also have libraries under the faculties or the schools. And Curtin University is a smoke-free university campus. So for those of you who smoke, you need to go outside the campus, and it's a very big campus, and stand by the main streets and smoke. Okay, you're not allowed to smoke inside. And obviously, it's a free Wi-Fi wherever you are within the campus. Next is our rankings. Simon did touch about our current rankings, our latest one. It depends on the ranking provider, ranking body. Yeah. For us, we see ourselves moving to premium university based on our strong in research. Therefore, if you see based on academic ranking world of universities, we are number 9 nationally. Maybe some of you have heard about Group of 8. Now, Group of 8 is 1 to 8, and until doomsday, they won't change. So stay like that. The member is 8, so we are just right behind the Group of 8. And Simon mentioned about our ranking, the latest one. You can look at the QS World University Ranking. So last 2020, we are number 230, but 2021 new ranking, we are number 217. So it's very significant jump. That's how we proud and obviously not just happy because of that, but we always want to put strong effort to grow and increase to high level. In terms of next, Baofi. So in terms of subjects, those are some of our subjects within the top 100 in the world. Our latest one based on academic ranking of World University, we are number 1 for mathematics in Australia, and we are number 2 for earth sciences and chemical engineering in Australia. So like I said, it depends on which ranking body that you use. Okay, so that's our positioning in the world and nationally. And Curtin University, maybe it's quite different with UC. We only have 4 faculties. If you go next, Baofi, the first that I would like to introduce is obviously the biggest, the faculty that has bigger population, Faculty of Business and Law. Those are our area of specialization. And our faculty holds AACSB accreditation. So if you look at the logo, the green logo, that may not matter to you much, but it is a big deal for Faculty of Business in whole university in the world. It took us 6 to 7 years to actually get that accreditation. So with that, we are proudly say that our programs are in that quality of global. And then the next faculty is our Faculty of Health Sciences. If I want to relate with UC, you can see nutrition and food science as well. Next, Ofi. Yes. So these are under the Faculty of Health Sciences, but if it's related to UC, it will be food science. Next will be Faculty of Humanities. So with this faculty, it's basically what we have here in physics equivalent, but on the first level, that actually a bit strange for majority of Indonesians, because architecture, urban regional usually falls under Faculty of Engineering, but for us, it's under humanities, okay? Because obviously those programs relate very closely with humans. Last but not least is Faculty of Science and Engineering. Within this faculty, you can, if I relate to UC, we have computing. Yeah, so and I personally have visited your Apple Academy, and it's amazing. All right, now this is another video to summarize the about Curtin University, particularly in Perth.
Curtin University is actually one of the most international universities in the world, and that's been formally recognised. What that means for students is they get the opportunity to come here and work with students from around the globe.
We also have partnerships throughout the world, in Latin America, in the United States, in China and beyond. And again, students can get a diverse range of experiences.
I visited the campus of Curtin University, and I was very impressed about what I saw it.
Of course, we've got world-leading learning facilities, we've got world-class laboratories, but you've just got to walk around the campus itself. It's a beautiful environment. There's Wi-Fi for the students, the library's open 24 hours a day. You can go to class, you can actually complete your studies, get some lunch from the food truck, catch up with your friends for your group assignment. Well, one of the key things that I've heard from all of our Latin American students that are currently studying at Curtin University is they're amazed at how welcoming the university and the West Australian community in general has been.
You are very open, very optimistic, and that's why I feel that between Perth and Ecuadorians, we are many elements in common.
The one thing with Perth, it's got a big city feel to it. It's got public transport, the university campus is incredibly close to the city, there's great accommodation, and it's incredibly safe as well.
It's a lovely city, it's a lovely corner of this continent. I feel that it's fantastic, fascinating to have the opportunity to study here.
All right, so that is about Curtin University Perth campus. Now with this next session, I basically will show you some photos. But before we go to the next slide, Curtin University was born as a polytechnic institute in 1967. It used to call Western Australia Institute of Technology. Because we were born as a polytechnic institute, therefore our programs, materials are 70–80% practical, and then the rest of theory. And also we work closely, we work very closely with industry as well in all of our programs, in all of our faculties. Therefore, students may experience a contact with industry, whether it's like a guest lecture or internship part of curriculum or internship outside the curriculum, and there's a placement as well. So that's how we provide students of the practical side of it. Now, next, this is the front face of Curtin University Perth Bentley campus. If you ever come and visit our campus, that is where you usually stop with your taxi or Uber. No Grab, no Gojek, okay, in Perth, it's only Uber. So if you ever want to come to Perth and decide to study at Curtin University, you need to reinstall your Uber account again. Well, if it's disappeared, then make a new one. All right. So that's the front face of our campus. And then I'm going to show you typical of classes that we have. Next is our room called the agency. So this is a class. So the agency, the name of the room, is basically used by a marketing student. So digital marketing or marketing student. Yeah. Ibu Suryani had visited. So the 9 blue screen on your screen basically shows. So for example, you know how we do things via social media. So if you want to do some research or assignment, you came up with one e-advertisement, and then once you upload it, you can see on those 9 screens how many females, how many males, where they are. Are they in Pakuan or in Tangerang, just like me? Or what's the age? Whether it's a young millennials like you guys, or young millennials, quote unquote, like mine. So you can actually get results whether your e-advertisement work in the market or not. So that's one of the use of this particular class. Next is our trading room. Now with this trading room, obviously, the students studying finance, yes, this is for finance students predominantly. It is equipped with Bloomberg software, all of the computers in there. Okay, and the big screen on your left, on the left, is actually a live screen from the stock, the World Stock Exchange market floor. Yeah. Next is our latest, one of our latest additional class, typical of class, which the management HQ. So this room is used by students studying management program. At the moment is used for postgraduate, and the screens are live, and this is to teach you how, one of the purpose is to teach you how to work and make decision as a CEO. So it's very, very high-tech room of our class with this one. Another type of class, which is, this is for health sciences student. Okay. Basically, this is the table there. It's like a giant tablet. It is called anatomage. So this is for students trying to study the human anatomy. So besides the cadavers, they still use the cadavers. They can also utilize this technology. Okay, so that's typical of class for health sciences. And we also have a avatar as well for health sciences students. This is for our arts, screen arts and journalism, communication students. We have a green room, green studio as well. And we also have a Curtin FM for radio. And it's basically live for within the campus. The next is another type of our classes. So on top is collaborative learning spaces. This is what we call a typical of formal classes. So if it's in Indonesia, predominantly you will sit with so many others within the room, but facing one direction, not the band. Okay, so just one direction. But with this room, as you can see, we have 2, 3, 4 screens. So wherever the lecturer is standing, you don't actually need to look at him or her. So you can look at the screen and then raise your hand if you want to ask questions or address a point or something. You don't need to face him or her, and it's not tidak sopan. So it's still sopan because that's how we do in a class. That table can be split into 3 if you are required to discuss in a smaller group. The informal learning spaces, the photos at the bottom, those are another type of informal class. So you can actually have a group discussion, even talk to your lecturer in a smaller group in those spots as well. We also have what we call place activation. Yes, next, Mbak Ufi. Yeah, so this may not look, if it's in Surabaya or in Indonesia, this is like eating bakso and then just talk about girls or boys. But at Curtin, this is also another type of informal class. Okay, bear in mind that your lecturer can also be one of them sitting on the beanbags. So that's just a different type that we offer to students. And if you see the third photo on the bottom, it says Hammock Hotel. Yeah, it's exactly like that. So you can also lay down in one of the hammocks and then have discussion with your friends. All right. Now, with the next photo, this is our main library. Okay. If you still remember the picture of the map that I showed you in the beginning, from this library and our libraries in other campuses, it's actually connected. So let's say if I am in Singapore campus, I can actually obtain the iLectures, online resources, or electronic books from Perth, or vice versa. Even students studying in Singapore can also borrow or obtain iLectures from the campus in Malaysia. So we are connected, although we are separated in different countries. Within the library, yes, we have 2 sleeping pods. At the moment, only 2. We cannot have any, because if we have many, then it becomes a hotel. So these 2 sleeping pods, you can actually use as students, okay? You don't need to put a coin in there, just that if there is someone, you need to wait. So you can utilize that for power nap. If you're so tired or so sleepy, you can go to the library, I forgot which floor, and then you can lay down for about 10 minutes with a song. So there are options for songs as well. I've never tried it, but they say it's really soothing. The problem is power nap for me, it doesn't work. 10 minutes is nothing. This next photo is basically to show you the partnerships with the industry. Okay, Cisco has an office inside the campus. So I think if there is nothing changed, we are one of not very many universities that host a Cisco office in the campus. So you guys at UC are lucky to have Apple Academy inside your campus. We are also lucky to have Cisco inside the campus. So students studying computing, they also can get the opportunity to do internship with Cisco office. Okay, I've met a few of our students doing the internship when I visited the office. So that's to show the relationship. Now, the strong relationship with Cisco, this is one of our strong relationship. We have this driverless bus. So it looks cute, small, but it has 11 people of capacity. So you can actually get in there. But this is predominantly used for research, and it only operates within the campus. You can use that to move from one building to another, but if you're already 15 minutes late, you better run. It's no use to use this bus because it's already set at a certain, very slow. You won't get to your class if you use this. So run is better. So that's our driverless bus with no driver inside the bus. Yeah, this is one of our innovation. So we use this facial recognition technology in the beginning, it was used for research for dementia patients. But now it is also used by marketing students. So apparently this technology can tell you if you're happy looking at apple or you're happier looking at chocolate or orange or whatever. So this is used for research again. Yeah. Next is this is a new look of our campus. I'm not really sure when Ibu Suryani visited, we already have this finalized. This is our Curtin Bike Hub. Again, this is about bicycle. So you look at the bridge, and under the bridge is actually a room where you store your bicycle.
Yeah, it's not been there when I was going.
Yeah, it was still, I think it was still being
under development,
under construction. Yeah, so it is just won. It just won an architecture award for that bike hub. Okay, so that's if you're so into, I don't think you can bring your Brompton from Surabaya to Perth, but if you can, that's to show that we have, even for bicycle, we have the facility, the proper facilities. Yeah. Next is our new addition. So this is Curtin University Midland campus. So Midland is still within Western Australia. Basically this is our brand new campus, only starts to be used this July for health sciences students. And
where is Midlands?
Midland, I'm not sure how, if it's by train, you need to use train, I think, Ibu. I'm not really sure how to, if you can, you can drive, but it's a bit far from Perth. This architecture just won 2 awards just recently, a few days ago.
Wow.
We were announced. So it's actually, I think, much better from the look, much better look than Bentley, but because it's new, obviously more high tech kind of building.
Flashy.
Yeah, so, yes. Now with the next, because Ibu Suryani requested for me to, can you click 3 times, Mbak Ofi? This is just to show you the typical of accommodation.
Yeah.
Is
it dormitory?
Yes, this is a dormitory, but I used to live in an apartment. The view, the feel of the house, of the apartment, similar to these photos. So if you rent a dormitory or off campus, if we talk about on campus accommodation or asrama, and it looks exactly like this. And Australians are really into privacy. Therefore, 1 room, 1 student. So don't compare with what you've seen in American movies, where their dormitory actually can consist of 2 to 6 people in 1 room shared. With this one, unless you request share, maximum only 2 people, but majority of our on-campus is single. So 1 student, 1 room. And then you will share the living area as well as a kitchen and dining area. Okay, there are some units will have ensuite, so bathroom inside your room, but majority you need to share. Okay, if I were you, I don't want to have my bathroom inside the room, because then I am responsible to clean it regularly. So it's very hard unless you know you can clean well. All right, so as you can see, the room is very clean. You are actually ready to fly to Malaysia. So a little bit about Malaysia. I don't want to repeat really what Simon had explained. We are landing in Malaysia now, Mbak Ofi. So you can, yes, thank you very much. So this is Curtin University Mary campus in Malaysia. It's another big campus. It's no, you need to go back first, Mbak Ofi. Don't go too fast. Yeah, so the campus is actually a garden campus. With the size is 1,200 acre. Yeah, so the whole thing that you see in your screen is the campus. Now let's explore Mary with the video.
Simon have a great life there.
Yes, it's actually very nice. A brief facts for those of you may not remember about your geography back in high school. So Sarawak is the largest state in Malaysia, and the capital city is Kuching.
It's in Kalimantan Island.
Yes, in the Borneo. It's on the top of Pontianak, and the capital city is Kuching. Now Miri is the second biggest city with over 350,000 population. So don't compare that with Surabaya population, okay? It's huge. And then basically, it is close. Miri to Kuching is even far in comparison to Miri to Brunei. So only 20 minutes drive from Brunei border, and you can also visit Bandar Seri Begawan if you want. Obviously, you don't need to have a visa, so you can actually drive back and forth. And the cost of living is about 1,700 per month, ringgit Malaysia. Okay, so that's the difference between the campus in Australia or even in Singapore to Malaysia campus. Yeah, Curtin University Malaysia is established in 1999, and it is owned by Sarawak state government as well as Curtin University. And it is again being polytechnic when we were born. We also have industrial partners with collaborating with us as part of the practical side of the students' experience. All right, so so next slide to show you the programs that offered in Curtin Malaysia campus. So as you can see, for business, we have those programs, and humanities as well as engineering. So for computing students of UC, you can have the options of Malaysia and or Perth, okay, as well as the business students. Now, if I've been to Miri once, but I personally don't really like Jakarta type, so I like Miri, and the fact that Miri has secret diving sites as well, where you can, if for those of you divers or can dive, you may meet or encounter the blue whales. Only certain places in the world you can see the blue whales. One of the places will be Miri, and if you see, it's only 350,000 population, so not very many people, hence very sepi, yeah, compared to Kediri, for example. I would say it depends on your lifestyle, obviously, but surprisingly, cafes and restaurants, they actually open until 11 p.m. or so every day. And then I said, well, you don't have so many people in Miri. Why you open until late? Well, apparently people from Brunei drive to Miri for entertainment. Okay, so bear in mind, if you go to Brunei, you don't actually get much entertainment. So then Brunei citizens will then drive to Miri to hang out and make friends. All right, so this video will be the last of my presentation.
Welcome to Curtin, Malaysia,
an Australian university situated in the vibrant city of Miri,
home to Malaysia's century-old petroleum industry
and gateway to Borneo's spectacular national parks.
This is where expert teaching staff guide students to discovery in the fields of engineering,
science,
commerce,
and the arts.
At Curtin, Malaysia, you receive a global education.
And the distance between the Malaysian and Perth campuses
is no distance at all.
You will learn in world-class facilities.
Or your classroom might be the stunning natural beauty of Borneo.
Here, students from over 45 countries share their culture, knowledge,
and experiences.
And innovation comes from multiple points of view.
Beyond academic achievement, Curtin Malaysia prides itself on a culture that promotes community engagement
and develops the leaders of tomorrow.
This is where you have the space to study,
achieve,
and discover.
And where colleagues become lifelong friends.
Curtin Malaysia is about following your passion,
achieving your potential,
and gaining a degree that prepares you for the dynamic global marketplace.
Okay, that concludes my presentation. Can you click the last slide, Ofi? Yes, thank you very much. I see in the chat room there are many questions. So thank you very much. Laura, Tessa, Josie, Gracia, Valentina, William, Agustinus, I think, yeah.
Yes.
And the rest of you who haven't actually put your questions. That is my contact. So you may welcome to get in touch with me via email. And my mobile number is also WhatsApp number. So please address your questions later on if we haven't had time to actually answer one by one. Over to you, Ibu Suryani. Thank you.
Thank you, Patricia. It's been a great presentation. I made you check for quick check. Some people already give a question.
Yes.
Do you have PhD program in computer science?
Yes, we do.
In Perth?
Yes, in Perth. I can check for Malaysia, but yes, definitely in Perth.
Okay, so that's from Pak Adi. Then another is coming from, yes?
Yeah, you can do your PhD in Malaysia as well. But you may have a shared supervisor. That's all, one from Perth, one from Malaysia.
Okay. Another one from William. Say, I would like to ask, the program of Curtin University in Perth is for double degree or postgraduate? Actually, for UC's double degree. We have study abroad. So later on, meanwhile, Ibu Didin from Connect will tell you about the visa regulation. But I do have put some PPT for you to share what kind of program actually we have with with Curtin University. Okay. So quickly checking, yeah. So this is the Curtin. Okay, we have study abroad. If you see other university, yes, we have it already. We have Curtin for study abroad. You can check for it available for FMB, FICA, FPAR, so FICOM, FTI, okay? Study for 1 or 2 semester abroad. Transfer credit, no degree, okay? I have to do quicker. So this one is a summer winter program. Now we don't have because this is customized. Actually, this is only 1 to 5 weeks abroad. It's open for all faculties students. If you're interested, put a check in the feedback form later on. This one is COIL. COIL is a collaboration international lecture actually. Now we are engaging with 1 or 2 subjects every semester that you will be co-teaching with the lecturer from abroad. We are waiting for Curtin Perth also and from Malaysia. Patricia promised me about Singapore also, yeah?
Okay.
Now dual degree, study 2 semesters with BA degree earned. So this is a dual degree. In Indonesia, it's called joint degree. So it's only specific for specific faculty only, FMB, business, and IT, I guess. So last time, I think it's more on food science also, yeah? It's open up for food science. But if you ask me, is it enough for study 2 semesters? Yes, this is our proposal for Curtin, but actually I see the regulation from Australia is 2+2. So when you follow this session, remember you need to ask as many as you want because it's only 1 hour, but it determined for your 2 years, maybe 2 years living in Perth, Australia. Okay, so we have global internship that I would ask for later on, but it is available only in certain faculties. Selection participant choose by industry, not only by partner university. Please remember, if you are not qualified for the industry asking specific requirement, I'm so sorry, we couldn't put you in the program. We have also restricted visa rule. Next, Ibu Didin will tell us about what is that. And minimal 2 years study will have that internship. So this global internship. Okay, so we have 4, study abroad, summer, winter is customized. We have dual degree. We have global internship. 5, we have collaboration lectures. Okay. Okay, now it is actually asking for fee. Patricia, I have this one from your website. So fee year 2020 and fee year 2021. This is international students. It's about this. And have anyone see that? If anyone have a question, yes, we do ask for a partner discount, but I don't think it's gonna range that much from here. But this is the indication. You need to think about your budget. Okay. We have the accommodation. There is the fee for 226. Remember, Australian US dollar, not US dollar. Australian dollar is about 9,997 nowadays. It's not US dollar. Okay. So careful in calculating your fee and your tuition, living, and costs. So I put it here for you to see. A single double actually from 200 to yeah, the top is 226. Yeah, the lowest is 172. It was a single and double room. You can ask Patricia which one is much closer than.
All of them actually walking distance, Ibu.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So living expense, they say it would be good if you have Australian dollar 3,300 for 1 year. Okay. So any question later on? Now we will give a presentation to Ibu Didin. Ibu Didin, thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing your time. We are expecting your information about visa to Australia, the rules and regulation. Kindly share it.
Hi, everyone.
It's your
How are
time.
you? Hello?
Yes, Ibu.
Yeah.
Now is your time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for having me and inviting Connect as the representative of student visa, as we are having agreement with University of Ciputra, and we will very happy to help students to arrange and assisting their students' visa, especially to go to overseas to continue their program of study. So I would like to share about my presentation. Okay. Okay, so everyone can see the.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so we're specializing in visa, and of course, including of the students' visa. And at the moment, we are more than happy to have a time with collaborating with Curtin and also Ciputra University for explaining a little bit about students' visa and all the requirements. And then, okay, for the general information, what is students' visa? And then the next, how much is the visa application? It's related with the fees and other costs included inside that. And what are the documents required? And how's the processing? Okay, actually, student visa is something permit for your study to overseas. So it related with how long program you will join at the university or institutions. And then for Australia, you have some of advantages, or I can say benefits for if you held student visa. So, okay, for student visa, of course, you can participate in eligible course of study in Australia, and you are able to travel in and out as many times as you can, as long as the visa is still valid. And then this is the special thing. If you study in Australia, you can work up until 40 hours every 2 weeks since your course starts. So not every country has this benefit. This is special regulation and laws from immigration of Australia to international students, especially Indonesia. Okay. If some of you guys ask how long can I stay, it depends on how long will you study or how long will your program continuing or based on the course you intend. And then in the student's visa, there's some items that you have to, more like you have to fully attention. It's like OSHC. It called like, in Indonesia, we call students insurance, overseas student health cover, and also COE. COE is issued by the official school or official institution that you already accept or you already admitted, such as like Curtin. If you already apply and then they admitted to you as one of their international students, then Curtin will issue your COE. And then actually there will be OSHC or like student insurance. Okay, next. And then length of stay. As I said before, that how long for I can stay in Australia, it depends on your course or on your program. But if we seen the immigration department regulation, it also depends. It's varied from how many years or how many months you will study in Australia. So if, for example, so I give you an example. If you study for at least 10 months or longer, and then usually the stay period is 15 months, because they will give you some gaps. No, I mean like 2 or 3 months, not 15 months. Like, for example, like your study 10 months until 12 months a year, and then the immigration will give you a gap after 12 months. For example, if your study finish at the end of November or December, so your visa usually end by February or early May. So same like if you study until October, January until October, and then they will give you 2 gaps month period, for example, until January, end of January, or maximum until early of February. Why will they give gaps to me? Because the immigration anticipated if you have something needs to be done after your program, and then you still have something that you need to rearrange, or you need to how can I say, like there's something need you to rearrange more, then they will give you more time for you to finish your program.
So in other words, it is flexible. If only you have a problem, let's say with your study or your certificates not coming out, they still have flexible time for that, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay, COE. COE is we call like confirmation of enrollment. As I said before, if you apply for Curtin University and you meet all the requirements as an international students, and they admit you as their student for that intake, then they will give you confirmation of enrollment. So if I'm not mistaken, you have to pay some of some of their tuition fee and also the students insurance, OSHC. And then after that, maybe 1 or 2 days, they will give you COE for you to continue to arrange your visa. Okay. Okay. This is like processing time. We cannot say this is persistent like okay. For ELICOS, we need like 74 days. It depends. Actually, it depends. But in general, in most our cases, 85% of international students will get use or updates after 2 weeks or maximum 4 weeks after we submitted the document and also health assessment. So this is only the regulation rules from the immigrations. What happens if I don't get any updates until 2 weeks? Well, we will follow up the Department of DFAT. The DFAT is Immigration of Australia, who controlling and processing your student visa. We will ask them by email. We will keep following them, but as they have timeline schedule, they usually check about our application and others, but they also have time frame for each visa type to proceed. Okay. And then, okay, this is for the postgraduate. This is just like for you to know about postgraduate research students. If I say that most undergraduate or bachelor or diploma program at first, immigration usually give the student caps for at least 2 months or 3 months. But for graduate research students, they will give 6 months longer after the program has been done. So as Ibu Suryani said that, yeah, maybe you need to rearrange about your assessment, or you need to check about your something before your program done, so they will give you more time, or maybe your thesis or something like that. For primary students, for I don't think I need to explain yet because it's not suitable with your program. Okay. Okay. I will compile the question later on. I will continue first. Okay. For student visa fee, this is separately, of course, separately from the tuition fee of your program from Curtin. So after you compiling your document and then you're ready to give your document to us, after we submit it, I will explain later on about what kind of the document that you need to submit it as a student visa. For the student visa fee, it depends with the currency of Australian dollar, but now we can say the latest update is 620 Australian dollars, and you pay it by credit card. So we cannot pay it by cash, or you cannot transfer to our bank account. No, they only they make you easier and efficient, so you can pay it by credit card. Okay. Okay. Separately from the student's visa fee, there's any additional cost for students to apply for students visa Australia. There will be health checks, and for police certificate and biometric, it's only when needed. It's case by case. So only certain case that needs police certificate and biometrics, because for Australia, the mandatory thing is for health checks or health assessment. So if you asked what kind of assessment that I will do for my health for my medical checkup, there will be urine tests and also X-ray tests, and other like physical condition tests like your height, your weight, and then do you wear glasses or do you wear contact lens, like that. And you must meet the appointed doctor from the embassies or immigration, and you cannot do the medical things check up with randomly hospital or randomly doctor or physicians, no, but you have to do it with appointed doctor and appointed hospital from Australian embassy. Okay. Okay, these are the documents required that you need to prepare before you go to the next steps for visa submission. This is passport photo and others, old and current passport. And for Australia, because the systems there to do it online, so you can just scan it and send us by email, and then we will processing all the visa to you. So these are the document required. If you still have any question or you still confused about the particular each of these documents, you can contact us. Of course, we will more than happy to explain to you and to give you some advice how to compiling them. Okay.
Okay, that's the last part. Oh, that's the example.
Yeah, this is like I give some example like form, but we can discuss later. And then the first step. Okay. First step. Okay, I'm sorry. It should be like you do it the document submission first, and then I'm sorry, I apologize, because this the first step should be step 2, because we have to submit the document first, and then you do it for HAPID online, and then you can meet the final physician, appointed doctors, and then next for the biometric, the step 3, it's case by case. Not all the students will need for the biometrics, and then the next 4, we just wait until the visa outcome.
So step 2, step 1, step 3, and step 4.
Yes, I'm sorry, I apologize. because you need to get the HAP ID first, which is we as the consultant will submit all your document, and then they will print us like barcodes, HAP, and then you give it to the appointed doctor, and then the appointed doctor make assessment of your medical, and everything do it by online. So you cannot ask the doctor about your result of your medical, because the doctor will automatically send the result of assessment go through the Australian immigration. So the student cannot have the like document of their result. Okay. After that visa outcome, if you have if everything done and smoothly, and then for a couple of days we waiting, and then the outcome is coming, and then there's 2, rejection or granted. Both of them you will get a written statement from the immigration, from the consular. So either way, you get rejection or you get the grant, both of them you will have in writing, and there will be a statement. If the student got the rejection or the immigration did not satisfy with all your documents and information that you submitted before, and then they will explain why they will explain, okay, because of you have insufficient document, insufficient information that I could not make it to grant your visa. Okay, so the next time you can prepare more, or you can fix everything in document and information, and you can reapply for the next time. If you have approval, they will give you the details of the grant number visa, about the ID visa, and then for the validity visa, for how long you will be eligible to study in Australia with the provider. If the provider is Curtin, they will give the written Curtin with the CRICAS number. CRICAS number is the ID of Curtin. And then what is the law being a student? Okay, so you can work as a part-time for 40 hours, as I mentioned before, something like that. So if your visa already approved and grant, and you can traveling, you can fly to Australia, and then you can start to study in Australia. Don't forget to packing up your things like COE, like OSHC, like insurance, and then of course your visa, because your visa is no longer attached to your passport. So you will have printed out visa, so you can print anywhere and anytime as much as you like. So your visa will be sent to your email. So anytime you need your visa, you can just print it out without attached in your passport. It's not like US visa. It's not like Canadian visa. It's just like a paper, just 5 or 8 pieces of paper for students' visa.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Is there any
then.
questions?
Yes. So this is the Ibu Didin contact number and email.
Yes.
All young friends, you can just print screen this one. I'm sure there are gonna be a lot of questions about that when they want to go.
Okay.
So
yes.
do not forget, all friends, do not forget, this is necessary for you to learn about. This is necessary for you to know about, because when we across the border of our nation, there are gonna be a lot of regulation, but do not be afraid. Many people already done this, done that, but just obey the rule, okay? You don't have to ask me to go the immigration to pick you up. Promise me that, okay? Okay, now.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's any question, or if you want to ask more about visa, students, I will be more than happy to help you for the information, for the documents, how to collect, if how many I should prepare for student visa if I want to go to Curtin, and then what else should I prepare for another information, maybe for GTE. Maybe we can, GTE is one of the important part. GTE is general, like written personal statement letter. So you have to provide it when you apply for the student visa. So you have to prepare for your, why you want to study in Australia, why you want to join to Curtin, what is your post-study plan, and then why do you choose Curtin, something like that. And you can discuss with us.
Thank you, Ibu Didin. Okay, yeah. Thank you for. I think before we going to the further, we have to take picture first. So I think we take all. Yeah. Can we? Yeah. Okay, so we need to take a picture just for, not for only my happiness, but this is the campus documentation. So everybody put your best pose. Ibu Ovin will tell us the 1 or 2, 3. Okay, Ibu? Okay.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
The
other.
We have about 59. Ibu?
For a minute. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Done. It's 2 pages, 3 pages. We have a lot of participants.
There's 3 pages.
Okay.
One more. 1, 2, 3. Cheers. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, young friends. We have Pak Nicholas with us. Pak Nicholas, our head of program. Thank you, Pak Nicholas, to being with us. We still have Patricia, we have Budirin, but Professor Simon already say, sorry, have to go first. He is in Perth. Now, we come to the question. So, if many of you will ask where we are now, the status of Ciputra, where we are. So, I want to give you the conclusion first. Okay. Okay. So actually, we have about 5 programs, right? We have MOU with Curtin University. Patricia said, once we have the MOU with MOA, with business school, design school, IT school of UC, we can go to Singapore. It's the same. Malaysia also the same. Curtin Singapore, Curtin Malaysia, we can do all what we writing about in MOA. That's mean. So what can we do now? We can do study abroad. Yeah. We can ask Patricia to prepare us some summer visit. We can have dual degree, mostly in business management, it's in international business. We might have design also. We have journalism. We have FICOM, Ibu Patricia. FICOM is ilmu komunikasi here. So actually, some of area like fashion design we can, but we haven't got MOA first. So any one of you want to go for dual degree, it is available. The procedure will not taken too long. For the collaboration international lectures, I'm sure Pak Nicholas will try to arrange some 1 or 2 subjects for semester 3. So before you go dual degree, take semester 5, 6 and above, right? So if you are in year 1 and year 2, you will enter the collaboration online lecture. That is a team teaching between UC and Curtin University in specific faculty, like in business or in design. But then you have experience to know what is the difference of learning culture. It is different, my young friends. The student that came from abroad come back, tell us they have a very different things about writing essay. Yeah? Let's say you have to put any citation when you quoting things. Now that's one of the typical differences with us. Maybe because we are entrepreneurship, most on project-based learning, that we don't have to citate everything because our entrepreneurship skill is very new and the road of the study also very new, but it is important in Western culture of learning, okay? So that's year 1 and year 2 will take your experience to engage more until you are ready to go for your dual degree with our partners abroad, okay? So the last one would be internship. So I just, we have a very good relationship with Australian Consul General here. And he already tell us that they have the work and study visa. That means you can study and you can work for each of 6 months. So you better be careful in arranging your document because one step wrong, you cannot do that or study with work. So you better be clear. I will work with Curtin to tell you what kind of internship that you are available for, right? So until that step, I think that's we'll go for the semester 5, 6, and 7. I will keep telling you, we will share this online series like this so you can be aware about what you need to do, what you need to prepare, and don't forget, tell your parents as earlier as you can, because this is not a small money. For some of you, it may looks like only one car, ma'am, only one Fortuner car or one Innova car, but it is investment of your parents. We are teaching you here in UC to be careful with your investment, okay? So it is your time, it is their money, but you better complete all your study, okay? So any question I have? It is anything that, is it finished? Is it finished? Okay. So any of you want to raise hand to ask, maybe? Yeah, can I see that? I stop sharing first. Okay, everyone is satisfied. Don't forget to put a feedback in a form. Ibu Ovin already shared in chat, yeah? Don't forget to fill in. We have about 65 participants in this series. Let me know if you need more on whatever it takes and what is not covered yet. So I take Professor Simon, I take Patricia, I take Ibu Didin with us, but maybe I forgot things that you need, just let me know, okay? So it is very nice for me to talk with you here. Especially thank you for Patricia. Especially thank you for Pak Nicholas, Ibu Didin.
Thank you, Ibu.
Anyone here? Thank you for the, thank you for the committee. Thank you, girls, boys. Love you all. Okay, take care and be safe.
Can I add one more, Ibu?
Of course.
I'm not really sure if I have already answered questions on the chat room, but I have put my contact details in the chat room as well for you guys, students, to actually email me, and that is my WhatsApp number there.
Yeah.
So Janice and the rest, William, I am sorry that I can't talk. It's because it's so many of chat. So I appreciate if you can email me.
Yeah.
If
we will print it out and send it to you, Patricia.
Yes, but I need their emails address as well, Ibu, so to be able to to reply back with the questions.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for University of Ciputra. My apology, Pak Nicholas. I didn't know because you're in between the students.
That's a movie star, Ibu.
Yeah, so hopefully we can establish more activities and not just a paper. Although the MOU is there, signed by Pak Johannes and my dean, but obviously the MOU is just an MOU, so we need to have some things to work on. Yeah, Pak Nicholas. So again, Ibu Suryani, Mbak Ovin, and team, thank you very much for having Simon and I today.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Ibu Didin. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys. See you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. Bye.
Have a good weekend.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Nice to have you here. Good looking, everybody, eh? Okay.